Hey, Donald Miller here, Donald Miller's Electrical Services. So I wanted to talk to the homeowners, especially the ones that are looking to buy a home. If your house is built before 1930, don't rely just on your home inspection report to qualify the electric as being safe. Home inspectors take, I think it's like a 6-week course to become a home inspector, and they're not just doing the electric, they're doing everything else. There's no way that they're going to be able to tell you if your house doesn't have any knob and tube. They don't have the trained eye. They're looking only in the basement and the attic if there's any conductors with knobs and tubes. But the armored jackets that are in your basement in a 1920s to 1930s home, you don't normally see knob and tube in the basement except for maybe around the panel, because the armored cable carries it up to the first floor and then it crosses over to single conductor knob and tube. And this is where hack electricians get involved. And if you're in the main line, you know who I'm talking about here, because they sell electric based on their name, and they literally will come into the home and hide the knob and tube for, like, say $2,000, and you know who you are, instead of properly rewiring the house. That could have cost, I don't know, 12 upwards to 18,000, depending on the hardwood floors, depending on, it's usually the surrounding furniture, hardwood floors, the renovation of the bathrooms. That's what dictates how much your rewire is going to be. And no one, if you're not doing proper floor protection, or if you're just using drop cloths, I'm going to let you know right now, you're going to have shit all over your house, and it's not healthy stuff. The debris that's in plaster, you don't want to breathe it in. That's why we're usually using respirators, plaster extraction equipment. We're not just in there with drop cloths and a screwdriver and just beating the hell out of your walls. That's not a rewire. That's just some guy low bidding a job to do a hack-ass product for you because he might be $8,000 instead of $12,000. Well, you're going to get that $8,000 work. You're not getting quality work. Two bids, if one guy's bidding at 8 and the other guy's bidding at 12, instead of just, going to the lower bidder, find out why. Find out what risks is he putting you in to get that number lower, because you're getting what you pay for. There is no magical, I'm going to save money and get the lower bid. It doesn't work that way. The lower bid's usually the guy that sucks at what he does. I'm just putting it out there, and you know what I'm talking about. If you've experienced a low bid and you have a bad taste in your mouth because of it, well, you gotta trust your electrician. And if your electrician is in the office and he's sending employees out, then you gotta trust the employees, because they're the ones that are touching your wires. No one else is, okay? Your electricity is dangerous, period, okay? And when you start cutting corners, the only person that's at risk is you, because the electrician's paid for. He's gone. He's home, That's some of these hacks, they like to say, looks good from my house, okay? And you know who says it, and you know who you are. But I'm for the homeowner. I want to educate the homeowner. I want the homeowner to be able to pick and choose what type of work is he getting, and not just, if you're picking just based on the number, you're leaving out a lot of parts of that equation that you need to factor in, especially if you're dealing with your own home. I wanted to go into more about how they're hiding knob and tube and what you should be getting with a knob and tube rewire. If you're getting a knob and tube rewire, that armored cable in the basement, that goes to knob and tube. I know it's not a single conductor knob and tube, but it is part of the knob and tube system, and it should be remediated. It should be removed, okay? And if I see home inspectors neglect the armored cable and say that there's no okay, let me put it to you this way. Homes built before 1930, when I walk into them, unless they have an official knob and tube rewire, I find it. It's always in there. And the home inspectors rarely find it. They only find it when it's visibly, like, right in their face and they can't ignore it. And home inspectors that are working for the realtor to get the realtor a sale, okay, you guys, there's a judgment coming your way because you're putting people at risk for money, okay? And I don't know who your higher power is, and I'm not really getting into that in this video. I'm just stating judgment's coming, all right? And if you're hiding knob and tube for the homeowner so he can sell the house without having to remediate it, you're just as bad. You know, these unethical practices are freaking disgusting today. And the amount that I see and the amount of arrogance I see from some of these bigger contractors is disgusting. They're too busy trying to put more trucks on the road, more money in their pocket. But their whole beginning was them wanting to be an electrician. Whatever happened to them twisting nuts? Whatever happened to them actually doing their job? They somehow, and I don't know where this changed, but everyone wants to get rich. Everyone wants the money. Money, 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 money. If you're an electrician and you're worth your weight, money should be a side factor, okay? The quality of your work should come first, and then you should be compensated for it, okay? Not the other way around. You're not going for the high dollar and then just... Today, you're seeing more about people doing the quickest electric possible and getting out of the house to make as much money. And that's why when they bid, they're giving you the lowest quality and they're bidding it as high as they possibly can. And I'm not saying everyone's doing it. I'm just saying it's a practice I'm seeing more and more. Low quality electric, and they're bidding it as much as they can. It's almost like and then there's the homeowner trying to get the lowest number possible. So he's like, the homeowner's picking the lowest number. So you have electricians bidding at the lowest, and they're like, hey man, if I don't have to do it the right way, or if I can cut a corner, I can save myself 5 hours. Boom, they're gonna do it. You better believe it, they're gonna do it. I think homeowners need to realize what's going on. You know, it's an action-reaction. You want a low bid? Electricians are going to hack your house up. And I'm not saying all bids are going to be expensive to be right. You got to factor in more than just the number. You got to factor in who's doing the work. Is it a company? Are they sending guys out? Are the guys ICC certified? Most electricians that go into a residential home are not licensed. The owner of the company that's in the big fat office, he might be licensed, but the guys coming to your house, they might not have even gone to school. They might have just learned over the years, black to black, white to white. And that's a little bit scary, okay? You need to start looking at licensing versus unlicensing. And in the state of Pennsylvania, every Commonwealth, you can go get an electrical license and have no electrical knowledge whatsoever. You can have a general liability insurance policy and call yourself an electrician and pull an electrical permit not knowing anything about electric. Oh, it's true. Okay, you can look it up. If you want to find out if your electrician is worth his weight, okay, what you're looking for is an ICC certification, okay? If your electrician is ICC certified, that means he took a large test. It's right now, I believe, it's a 5-hour exam. It's 100 questions long. Okay, it's the International Code Council. That's your best bet to getting a quality electrician in your home, is that he's ICC certified, not licensed, and not a HIC license, Home Improvement Contractor's license. In the state of Pennsylvania, we have this bullcrap license that if you work on homes, you have to be HIC certified. It doesn't say anything about qualifications, did you go to school or anything. All they want to know is, do you have insurance? Here's a HIC certification. So they're not licensed. Smaller townships don't require you to be ICC certified. So you can go into a smaller township, pull an electrical license, and not know anything about electric. It's amazing the amount of electricians that say they're electricians, but they have no certifications. They can't even break down a 3-way switch correctly. So this is just one of my rants, and I tend to rant a little bit just because I wasn't trained that way. I actually did a real apprenticeship program with old-timer electricians that, you know, taught me the little idiosyncrasies of electric. They taught me all the little tiny things that aren't taught in school, and it's a long process, but my apprenticeship is worth its weight compared to what's going on today. Guys are not being trained by the old timers. The old timers are either trying to get into the office or they're just trying to hire a bunch of young guys to make the money out there today. And the cycle's getting worse and worse as the years go by. And at this point, I don't have an apprentice right now. I don't have employees because I don't believe in the trade practices today. I would rather train one guy and let him go through the apprenticeship. And if I need guys, I pull subs that I know are decent. I know I pull subs that are ethical. Or I hire people and I go through the process of finding an electrician that actually is knowledgeable. And when I put help wanted ads out there, I go through about 15 guys that all state that they're quality guys, but when it gets down to brass tacks, they have no idea what quality means. They're like 1 or 2 years in, or they state they're 5 years in and they have the education of maybe a 6-month in guy. I don't know, I'm ranting. I'll go into apprenticeship programs and the education of the next electrician and the next generation of electricians later. Because I think in the electrical industry, we need to start educating our next generation, not based on money, but based on quality, because it's just getting disgusting out there. Thanks for listening. Have a good day. Bye-bye.